Don't wait up. That text was the last thing she ever sent me. The phone vibrated once. Not a call, a message. I was standing in our kitchen, the lights off, the refrigerator humming like a witness that didn't want to speak. I had just placed 2 plates on the counter. Habit, muscle memory, the kind that survives even after trust dies. Her name lit the screen. I didn't smile, I didn't frown, I already felt it. Don't wait up. 4 words. No emoji, no apology. My thumb hovered over the screen. I could feel my pulse in my neck, slow, deliberate, like something inside me had already decided this moment didn't deserve panic. I read it again. Don't wait up. No explanation, no reason. No working late lie this time. Just distance. Clean. Surgical. I typed nothing back. Outside, rain pressed against the windows, thin and persistent. The house felt larger without her voice moving through it. Empty rooms stretched like questions I'd been avoiding for months. I imagined her phone face down on a table that wasn't ours. I imagined laughter that didn't belong to me. The plates stayed where they were. I turned the screen off. Somewhere between that vibration and the silence that followed, something in me went cold. Not angry, not broken, clear. That text wasn't a mistake. It was a line being drawn. And I knew, without knowing how, that it would be the last thing she ever sent me. I didn't confront her that night. I cleaned the kitchen. I stacked the plates, washed them, dried them, set them back in the cabinet exactly where they belonged. Order calms the mind. Precision keeps the heart quiet. She came home the next morning smelling like a hotel soap that wasn't ours. She moved carefully, as if sound itself could accuse her. I pretended to be asleep. Let her believe the lie was intact. For weeks before that text, something had been off. Small things. A phone angled away. A laugh that arrived a second too late. Stories that didn't align when repeated. I had asked once, "Everything okay?" She smiled. Soft. Familiar. Practiced. Just tired. That was when I stopped asking. Because denial is loud. Realization is silent. I began to notice patterns. Tuesdays that stretched too long, a name that appeared in conversations with unnecessary frequency. Craig. Always Craig. Harmless, she said. A colleague, a friend. Friends don't require secrecy. I didn't need proof yet. Suspicion is fragile. It shatters if you touch it too soon. I needed weight, gravity. That text gave me gravity. Don't wait up. It wasn't just permission to stop waiting. It was confirmation that I had been waiting alone for a long time. I became a student of her life, quietly. I memorized schedules, compared receipts, watched the reflection in her eyes when certain names surfaced. I didn't stalk, I observed. There's a difference. One is desperate, the other is disciplined. Phone records were easy. Patterns don't hide well when you stop believing in coincidence. Late-night calls, short bursts, always the same number. Craig. I didn't call it. I saved it. I ran numbers through databases, found an address, a wife, a child, a life that mirrored mine too closely to be accidental. I ordered a DNA test for our son, not because I believed he wasn't mine, but because doubt, once invited, demands to be fed or starved. I fed it carefully. I watched her at dinner, how she smiled at him, how she brushed his hair back, how her hand trembled once when she thought I wasn't looking. Guilt leaves fingerprints. Weeks passed. My behavior didn't change. I laughed when expected, kissed her cheek, played the part. Inside, I was building a map. The test results arrived on a Tuesday. I didn't open them immediately. Control is power. I waited until the house was quiet, until my hands were steady, until I knew that whatever the truth was, it wouldn't own me. When I finally opened the envelope, the words were simple. Probability of paternity, 99.99%. Relief didn't come, only clarity. This wasn't about my son. It was about her choice to leave without leaving. I called Craig's wife first. I didn't accuse, I didn't threaten. I asked one question. Does your husband work late on Tuesdays? Silence, then breath, then a voice that sounded like it had been waiting for permission to break. We met 2 days later, neutral ground, A cafe with too much light and not enough comfort. I placed my phone between us and slid it forward. Call logs, dates, times. Her hands shook as she read. She didn't cry, not at first. She stared at the table like it might collapse if she acknowledged what was written there. "He said it was over," she whispered. I nodded. They always do. The confrontation with my wife came that night. I placed the printed records on the table, the DNA results beneath them. Not as evidence, just as punctuation. She looked. She understood. "No," she said. Then louder, "No, you don't understand. I didn't speak." Her words spilled anyway. Excuses, regret, a love that had apparently died quietly while I was still watering it. I listened. When she finished, I asked one question. Was "don't wait up" meant to hurt me or free you? She broke then. I stayed still. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I handed her an envelope. Inside were divorce papers, already filed, already time-stamped. I had signed weeks ago, waiting only for confirmation that restraint was no longer mercy. Her eyes widened. "You planned this?" I met her gaze. "You planned yours first." I stood. I told her Craig's wife knew, that the truth had a way of traveling faster than lies once released, that our friends would hear it from someone else, someone who didn't love her enough to protect her reputation. I picked up my keys. "Where will I go?" she asked. I paused at the door. "That's the first question you've asked tonight that isn't about you." I left. The house feels different now, lighter. I sleep without listening for footsteps that won't come. I eat when I'm hungry, not when I'm pretending. The silence no longer accuses me. She tried to text. I blocked the number. The last thing she ever sent me remains saved in my phone, not out of pain, but as a reminder. Don't wait up. I didn't. I moved forward. And for the first time in a long time, the future didn't ask me to prove anything. It simply opened.